So what we got here is an old 1980 Jeep CJ7, and the body mounts must have been kind of rusty and such, so the previous owner had fixed it by welding this plate on, and then looks like he had a plasma cutter or something and just cut a rough circle in there for the bolt to go through. And he was running these mounts. These are not Jeep body mounts. It's basically a rubber donut with a bolt and washer coming up through the bottom, bolting into the tub. And then there was another rubber donut with a big washer on top of it that kind of isolated it, but it's not exactly right because there's no rubber around the bolt, there's no sleeve tube, so when you tighten it, how tight do you tighten it? I mean, you just squishing rubber, you know, there's no sleeve tube in the middle. Plus there's no rubber around the outside edge, so if this moved over, it's sawing on it, and they squeaked real bad, it's just not right. This is a proper Jeep body mount, and it's got a mushroom sleeve tube, flange on the end, and that goes against the body and bolts through it here, and it's supposed to go through an 1 3/8 hole. Well, this hole isn't an 1 3/8, it's not even round. So I'm going to cut all that off, weld this on, it's got the right size hole, and then the body mount will go through it. Put your rubber ring on the bottom, washer on the bottom, bolt through it, and that way this steel inner sleeve becomes part of the tub. And there's rubber here, this is a mushroom donut, so there's rubber here, so it's rubber against the hole, rubber between the sleeve tube, rubber between the washer and the bolt, so it's all rubber isolated, no rubbing on the frame, no squeaking. That's the plan. I start by grinding off the old plate, just cutting his welds with a Ziz wheel, I call it, air-powered grinder. And I get out the big angle grinder, a little more power once I'm away from the frame. I'm just cutting his welds. Once I get them kind of cut, I'll get in there with a hammer and chisel, start knocking on those. There's a little more weld I need to cut. So, yours probably doesn't have this because nobody's probably fixed it. But I knock it all off there. Leaving me what was originally there. You can kind of see the mount sort of sticking out with a big rusted hole. And now I'm grinding off the excess weld there. Just get myself a nice flat clean surface to weld to. And I'm clamping the washers that I bought, big unpainted, unplated washers, in place. Before I took it all apart, I'd measured how far away the center of the bolts were from the frame. So I'm checking here to make sure I've got it in the right spot. Then get the welder set up, tack it, remove my clamp, and weld the rest up. Here's the finished product, at least the one. Got a bunch more to do. There's 5 down each side, 10. The front one was in the center. It was pretty good. I didn't have to do anything with it. But that's how the body mount sits in there, and I'm pushing the rubber ring on the bottom of it. That's how it's supposed to look. So I got a bunch of other Jeep videos, more coming. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out the playlists. Click on the merch button to get yourself a hat or a t-shirt. Like, comment, all that stuff. You can even buy me a beer with your Google Wallet by clicking on support this channel. Jeep on!